Hey guys, John Wilson here for JM Sports 100. How is it going? I'm here to basically give you my breakdown of every NFL team, all 32. Going to do it in one video, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time, or try not to spend a ton of time on any of the teams, but I will break them down by division. I will give you my division winners. Let's get going right away and tell you exactly how we're going to do it. Let's start out with the NFC East is where we're going to kick things off. Tough division here: Philadelphia, Dallas, Washington, and the New York Giants. Let me start with Washington here really quickly. Um, I think with Robert Griffin III, I think Washington fans realize that they need to be patient with this. This isn't going to happen overnight. Uh, Washington's not going to be a sensation overnight. Washington is not going to win the division. They probably won't even finish 500. I say probably 6-10. I think would be a 6-10, maybe a 7-9. I think would be a good slot for them if Robert Griffin III can stay healthy. And that's the one problem that I have. I don't like franchise quarterbacks that scramble. Because there's too big of a risk. Even when Aaron Rodgers does it, I hold my breath. So there's too big of a scramble. I don't like franchise quarterbacks that scramble too much, and I think that RG3 is going to be doing a lot of that. And teams like the Giants and the defense of the Eagles, and even the defense of the Cowboys at times can destroy you. They can hit hard, and that could create problems for you. Look at Michael Vick. Michael Vick, in first two preseason games of the year, hurt twice. So, and then as far as then let's go with those Eagles right there. The Eagles, I think, are going to be good. I think the Eagles will be good. I think the Eagles can go 10-6. I think the Eagles can make the playoffs this year, but I don't think they'll win the division. I think they might. I think they get in on a wild card if they do. If Michael Vick can stay healthy. Okay, they say they have a good team. I think they have a good team. In the preseason, it seems as though they have a fairly good team, but you can't base too much off of the preseason. By the way, I'm not actually doing this in any order that I think that the division's going to go, because I'm going to put Washington at the bottom of the division, but I would actually flip the two. I'd put Philadelphia second and Dallas third. I'm going to talk about Dallas right now. Dallas is good. They've got a lot of talent. But something just tells me that they could struggle a little bit defensively. I like some of the things that I've seen, and yet there are things that I don't like. I don't think that Dallas has got what it takes to win the NFC East. The Giants, they're the Giants. They're gonna have a good year. We're probably 12-4, 13-3. Giants, like I said, are gonna have a good year. They're gonna have a good team. Eli Manning, still great. Tom Coughlin, still a great head coach. So I think the Giants do win that division. Next up, let's actually jump now to the AFC East. Listen, I think this AFC East is a runaway. I really do. In the preseason, only one team in the AFC East has won a game, the New England Patriots. I think the Patriots run away with that division. I think the Patriots have a really good record, 14-2, 13-3. A lot of people are saying they could run the table. I don't think they're going to do that. The Jets. Wow, I've ripped on the Jets a lot already, and they're not good. Some people say, well, they're hiding something. No, I don't think they are. I think what you're seeing offensively is what you're going to get. The Jets have good personnel. They've got a good defense when they want to be good, but the two quarterback tandem of Tebow and Sanchez is going to create problems all year long. I posted a video earlier. Go back and check it out. Maybe I'll put a link in the description. The Jets' schedule is tough. They open up against the Bills, which is not going to be easy. Really, they don't have very many. That's pretty easily winnable game. The first one that comes is I think week 6 or week 7. I think when they play the Colts. And I don't really know how winnable that's gonna. I mean, I think they will win it. But I think be careful for the Colts. They could pull off the upset there. I think Andrew Luck and the Colts are going to be in a lot of games, but I'll talk about that when we get to the AFC South Division. Miami. New head coach and Joe Philbin. Quarterback and Ryan Tannehill. I'm not real high on Tannehill. I'm just not. Of the stuff that I've seen of him in the preseason, I'm not impressed. Miami's got a lot of work to do. I think Jake Long is probably, Jake Long's obviously amazing. He's pretty good, but I think Miami's just, they're too young, and just Miami, I think, is going to be a mess. Buffalo, look at their preseason record, they're 0-3. 0-2 at home. They've allowed 81 points. They've forced only 27. I'm not worried about that. I think Buffalo is going to be a very much improved team. They've made a lot of changes, a lot of personnel changes in the offseason. So I'm not very worried about them. I don't think they're going to be great. I don't think anybody really competes with New England. This is definitely New England's division to lose. They're going to have to blow some serious games to lose this division. I think you can pretty much just give the AFC East to New England right now. Let's move now to the NFC North. Could possibly be the most competitive division in football this year, except for maybe AFC North. Both Norths in both conferences are going to be very competitive divisions. You got Chicago, I think, is going to be very, very good. Watch out for Chicago. I do think, but like I said, I do have New England, by the way, winning the AFC East. In the NFC North, I think there's 3 teams that could win. Okay, Minnesota, your schedule's atrocious. Minnesota, you haven't done much. You're in a building mode. Christian Ponder's not your quarterback. He's not the answer. Joe Webb's not your answer either. If he's even still with the team. Minnesota, bottom of the barrel. I'm thinking Minnesota, maybe 5-11. Here's the thing. Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay, I think are all going to compete for the division. But I think Detroit is just a little bit too young yet. I actually think that Detroit is going to take a step back. I don't think, there's a lot of people that are high on Detroit. I think Detroit will be really good. I wouldn't be surprised if they were really good and won the division. I don't think they do, though. I think Chicago and Green Bay are just that much better. Green Bay's defense is going to continue to get better. They've kind of struggled in the preseason, but the pass rush did look a little bit better against Cincinnati, and that was one of the biggest problems, was the pass rush. So I think they'll get better, and then Chicago, as long as Cutler stays healthy, you bring Brandon Marshall into that mix, and you've got set up to be good. So I think it's going to be a Chicago, I think ultimately it's going to be a Chicago, Green Bay, tossed up for the NFC North. And I've got the Bears winning the North. I really do. I think it's going to come down to head-to-head, and I think the Bears are going to get at least one of those wins against Packers, and it's going to be the Bears division, I believe. Let's take a look now at the AFC North: Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Cleveland. Cleveland, bottom of the barrel. Sorry, guys. Not very impressed with what you have on offense. Cleveland's going to be okay, not great. 4-12, 5-11 is what I'm thinking. Brandon Weeden's going to be a good quarterback, but he's just not ready yet. Baltimore. Baltimore's Baltimore. What can you say? They're a classy organization. They're run well. They got a lot of leadership from Ray Rice, along with others. Ray Lewis, along with others. And Baltimore's just a classy group. Pittsburgh, a little old. It's going to be interesting to see throughout the year how things go between new offensive coordinator Todd Haley and Ben Roethlisberger. They seem to get along just fine in the preseason, but we know that in the offseason there's a lot of chirping. We don't like this. We don't want this. Todd Haley will get in Roethlisberger's face if he messes up. Roethlisberger's not used to that, so we'll have to see how that goes. Cincinnati. I'm not as high on Cincinnati as I was last year. Not saying it was a fluke. I just don't know if Andy Dalton can repeat and do that in the division. I have a feeling Cincinnati is going to get beat around in the division, except for maybe the games against Cleveland. They could get beat around a little bit. I've got Baltimore winning the division. Let's take a look now at the NFC South and what an interesting one it is. Carolina and Atlanta, I think, to me, are the two teams that are going to battle for it. The Saints can't continue to catch, they can't really catch a break. They've got the stuff from the bounty case going on, so no Sean Payton. They got Hurricane Isaac now. They're kind of messing with them a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much damage and affect their season too much. There's too much going on, too much noise. Saints do not go to the bottom, I know that, but I don't think that they will compete for the division either. I think the bottom belongs to Tampa Bay, and the only reason I say that is because with Schiano, they are rebuilding. Not saying Tampa Bay is not a good team, they are, but they're in rebuilding mode, so I think they will be at the bottom of the barrel. Meanwhile, Carolina, I'm really excited to see what Carolina can do with a full second off season with Cam Newton. That ought to be interesting. Atlanta, I think, is just a little bit too good, though, for Carolina. I do think Atlanta's going to win the division. I think it'll be tight. I really do like Atlanta's stuff. I like Matt Ryan. I like Mike Smith. And so I think Atlanta wins the NFC South. Looking at the AFC South, Houston. What more can you say? It's more than likely going to be Houston. Tennessee, I don't know how comfortable I am with Jake Locker. We know it's Jake Locker's team. We do know that if Jake Locker struggles, Matty Hasselbeck is back there to back him up, but I'm not comfortable with that. Jacksonville's got a good defense, but their offense, not good. They've put up, quite a few points. They put up 76 points so far in preseason, but the defense that is so good, that everyone says is so good, has also allowed 103 points. So, I think their defense is definitely their strong point. Is Blaine Gabbert going to be any better for the sake of the Jaguars? I sure hope so, but I really don't know. Is Blackman going to help him too much in the wide receiver spot? I think he'll help him a little bit, but not a lot to really make a huge impact. Houston's going to be good. I think it's Houston's division to lose again. Houston's just a rough and tough team. Houston is built, or at least was last year, was built like a lot like the Giants. Houston has lost a couple of key pieces in this offseason, but I do think that Houston will be alright. Indianapolis with Andrew Luck. Don't sleep on these guys. The Colts are not going to make the playoffs, I don't think. I think the Colts are going to scrap for wins. I think they'll get 6 or 7, but I think they'll be in just about every game they're in. I think they will be in the game. I think Andrew Luck will keep them in the game. Really excited to watch Andrew Luck on a weekly basis. I've got, like I said, Houston winning that division. Let's take a look now at our final division, or final set, or the NFC West. What can you say? San Francisco, I think, is still going to run away with it. I do. San Francisco is still the better team. Seattle, here's the problem with Seattle. Okay? You're a third-year head coach trying with a rookie quarterback. This is going to be it for Pete Carroll. I do believe that this year it is succeed or die for Pete Carroll in Seattle. And I don't know that Russell Wilson can succeed, because the problem is Russell Wilson, he's trying to learn the playbook. So teams are seeing just about everything out of him in the preseason. So by the time you get to the regular season, you're going to know what Russell Wilson's got. You're going to know what Seattle's got. And Matt Flynn has showed that maybe he's not the player that we thought he was when he was in Green Bay. So that could have been a mistake right there. Pete Carroll might have whiffed. I am rooting for Russell Wilson to succeed, being a Wisconsin guy. Plus, I like Pete Carroll. But I don't know I don't think it's going to happen. St. Louis, I think, is going to be much improved as long as Sam Bradford can stay healthy. But I don't think it's just very. I think it's bright. It's getting better in St. Louis with Fisher, but I don't think they're going to be widely successful under Jeff Fisher. Even though he's not a first-year head coach, I think it's going to take a little bit of rebuilding. I do think that Fisher will build that team back up, but I think it will take a little while. But I do think they will be competitive. Arizona, miserable. They don't even know who their starting quarterback is yet. Um, so it's hard to say Arizona's going to be any good. I like Skelton. Okay, I like Skelton. I whipped on Cobb. I've said it several times last year. I'll probably end up saying it several times again this year. I whipped on Cobb. I thought he was going to be good in Arizona. No. He has not been. Meanwhile, Skelton has not looked much better either. That's why they haven't named starting quarterback. So we don't even know who the starting quarterback is going to be. Arizona just looks like a mess. Sorry, Cards. Putting you guys at the bottom. And last but not least, let's take a look at the AFC West. Very interesting division here in the AFC West. San Diego and Norv Turner's jobs on the line. San Diego, I've watched 2 of their 3 preseason games, and I'm impressed with San Diego. San Diego is good, but don't let that fool you. San Diego is either always good in the beginning and they falter later, they stumble and they get hot late. They haven't, for as long as I've been watching football, they haven't really been able to put a full season together, except I believe Marty Schottenheimer's last year there. I do think this is it for Nerve Turner. It's do or die. He needs to win. He needs to win now. Oakland. Oakland made some good personnel change, some good personnel moves. I really like them. I think Oakland's still kind of rebuilding. I don't think Oakland is going to compete at this point in the West. Denver, it's going to be a San Diego-Denver division, I think. Peyton Manning's only going to get better. The people around him are only going to get better. Manning looks good already. Are the Broncos good enough to make it to the Super Bowl? No, I don't think so, but they'll still be pretty good. As far as Kansas City, same thing as Oakland. Good personnel changes, I think, but still not good enough to make a big splash. I'm sorry I didn't get a whole lot of records. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into records, but there is pretty much who I think is going to win the division. That's going to do it for me, guys. I will be back either later today or tomorrow with your first set of college football picks. We have a couple postponements due to Hurricane Isaac. Speaking of that, I do have a friend who's going through Hurricane Isaac right now, and I know that is not pretty. So for those of you going through Hurricane Isaac, please stay safe, and hopefully everything comes out okay. And I will be back either tonight or tomorrow with my first set of college football picks for August 30th. I am Jonathan Lozette for JM Sports 100. I'm out. Peace.